the critical explanation or interpretation of a body of work. We examine the fandoms of young and old, looking from origin to ending and everywhere in between. They say you never truly know someone until you know what they are passionate about. Sit back and buckle up. Welcome to the Exegesis.
What's going on, everybody? I know that this is not my normal Thursday afternoon shindig, but man, it's been an adventure the last couple of weeks, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But hopefully everybody is doing well, and we already have them starting to come in the chat. Hey, Patrick, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. But you know what? Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Welcome to the Exegesis. So this is a pop culture fandom retrospective where we look at everything from movies to books to whatever is considered pop culture, Legos, wrestling. Man, we try to cover it all and try to get as deep as we can into everything. Tonight we have a show about Legos. So so should be fun. Of course, if you are new, we also have our bio links, and you could follow us at wrong one. Here we go. bio.link/exegesis, EXEGESIS. And of course, we are part of the Red 5 network, a bunch of fun collaborators that get together and talk all sorts of nerd nonsense. And you can find us at bio.link/red5, RED 5. So how's everybody doing? Hey, RFB's in the house. I know it's a Friday, so I'm glad you could join us. I know when we do on Thursdays, we're a little late for you because you have to get up so stinking early to get to work. But I'm glad you are here today. So, man, what's new? Well, 2 weeks ago today, I had a hernia surgery reconstruction thing. So I was off 2 weeks ago. Then I had to fly to San Antonio for a work event, and which was like 2 days later. Flew to San Antonio and had to struggle around there to get to all my classes and certification, conference going. Lots of up and down, lots of walking. Really was struggling to really operate, but had some downtime one night, and my good friend Donovan from Downtime in the Ring joined me, and we ended up just kind of chilling and talking whatever. We talked a little bit of Star Wars, Bad Batch trailer. We also talked about wrestling and the 2K 24 video game that's going to be coming out, which might now get delayed. Hey, we had Scott and Kim from Used and Abused come in. Hey, thanks for showing up, guys. Really appreciate it. Talking Legos today here in just a little bit. And yes, Patrick, I'm going to get to that, your comment there in just a minute. Let's see. I guess we should just, get right into it and talk some. All right, news, man. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this one. Um, I guess I'll lead off with it. About an hour and a half ago, news broke that one of my favorite action stars um, also was in the Star Wars universe. And I'm going to see if this will work here. I think you guys can see that. Mr. Carl Weathers has passed away at the age of 76. And the family released a statement, said that he died peacefully at home. I'm not sure the cause. I didn't even know he was sick. Uh, but yeah, Grief Karga. Um, Man, he was in so much here. I actually had a list and then I closed it down on accident. Most people um, would know him from, let's see, I guess nowadays with all you youngsters, Happy Gilmore. Maybe that was 1996. Mandalorian, the last few years. But really, to me, he was always the star of the show for Rocky. I know it was Rocky movies, but you couldn't have Rocky without Apollo Creed. And how can I prove that? Well, there's a new set of movies that Sylvester Stallone really it was a part of, but not really, titled Creed. If he wasn't that important of a character, they wouldn't have a sequel about the son of Apollo Creed. Also was in Predator, was in Happy Gilmore, Action Jackson. I mean, there was just so many movies, the comebacks, Assault on Devil's Island. Um, for the 80s and early 90s, there really wasn't much bigger action star than Carl Weathers. And then, of course, to have him in our Star Wars universe, uh, and to was really cool. Was cool to see. So sad to hear that. Uh, so yeah, let's see. Let me put it back up. Where did it go? That's yes, yeah. R.I.P. Apollo. Um, yeah, one with the Force. Yes, yep. Action Jackson, one of my favorite. Yeah, absolutely. Action Jackson was great. Hey, DB showed or stopped by, showing the love. Really appreciate it. Uh, yeah, get some rest, dude. You work too much. Um, but yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that scene in Happy Gilmore where he's playing the piano. Yeah, absolutely. It's just um, yeah, pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, man, what else is going on this week? Um, I guess we'll go with more interesting but bad news for wrestling fans. Um, it apparently seems that Vincent McMahon, um, wasn't that his whole bad guy image and uh, on-screen performance was closer to the truth. If these allegations are true, he is being sued by a former employee for egregious behavior, sexual assault, and things like that, and thought that he could get it covered up by allegedly with an NDA. But I guess the thing about NDAs are if you don't fulfill the contractual obligations, i.e., paying the person the money that you say you're going to pay them in order to keep them quiet, then it's null and void and everything can come out. So he didn't pay, which voided the NDA, and now this former employee is suing him and WWE and other people for basically sex trafficking, because it happened, I guess, on the company dime and was used as a pawn with other wrestlers to um, curry favors. Um, I haven't read the whole lawsuit. Scott did. Um, I read, I guess it was that I saw there were like 3 pages of text messages, and I think I made it through like one and a half. And yeah, it was stomach turning. And I guess there was a wrestler involved in this as well. And hopefully he will never wrestle again. In fact, they've already stripped him from the past games. I believe they're taking off all of the videos that are on Peacock because that's where all the streaming is for the WWE. And I guess they're giving them the Chris Benoit treatment where just it gone from everything. It won't be there, which is really really sad because as a wrestling fan in the 90s, he was a staple. Uh, Late 90s, early 2000s. He was an on screen performer and was key to several storylines with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, which I enjoyed watching. In fact, I even went to the pay per views for some of these. It's a male soap opera, and I really got into it and got into wrestling. But to have this come out and to the audacity to think that you'd be able to get away with it. And yeah, they've, in fact, the wrestler is allegedly was Brock Lesnar. And even the Royal Rumble, which was last weekend, they replaced him. Patrick was said that he was replaced by Braun Breaker, who is, I guess, a second or third generation wrestler. But he carried that spot and did well with it. I look forward to seeing him and what his future is going to be in the sport. But yeah, it just was not a very good news week, I guess. Just lots of stuff that was out there. Good things. I did see where they had some production stills that from the Daredevil show. That showed D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox. As I was like, Charlie Cox? No, that's the guy's name, but it's Matt Murdock. So that's how synonymous Charlie Cox is with that role for me. Yeah, and it looks pretty cool. I liked the way that it's been integrated so far, even with Echo. So we'll see that. They announced that for those of you that did not go to the theaters to see it and were waiting for it to stream, The Marvels which is the Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and whatever they call Monica Rambeau from uh, WandaVision. They're in the movie together. That will be out February 7th, which I didn't go see in the theaters, uh, which is fine and dandy. I don't think many people did, but I'll definitely watch it on my own. This wasn't one of those that were required watching for me. But we'll see. I enjoyed the Miss Marvel TV show. Uh, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But speaking of movies, what was big in the box office this week? This last weekend, which was, I guess, January 26th to the 28th. Mean Girls brought in 6.9 million. The Beekeeper 6.7. Wonka still chugging along at another 5.7 million. Migration 4.9 million. Anyone But You 4.6 million. I'm trying to see if there was let's see, domestic. Let's see, this was for, I don't even know what day it is. Oh, all right. So yeah, that was last weekend, so I'll need that one. We'll go over that next week. But yeah, black and white Godzilla. Oh, Godzilla -1. Let me look and see. I know that was still in the theaters. Let me see if it's. When did that come out? December. All right, so it's got about another 2 months in theaters. Probably going to be in the discount theaters now. You might be able to find a screen showing, like one screen if it's a large theater, probably during midday or something like that. But it takes normally 4 to 6 months for it to, once it's released in the theater, for it to come on streaming services. This one will probably be on Peacock, I believe, first, since it's Universal and they handle all of the Godzilla stuff. I believe they get first dibs. But I heard really good things about it. I believe it was subtitled in English. It was a Japanese movie, and they had it subtitled. But from what I understand, it was done very, very well. I haven't seen it. Again, I don't have a theater near me. My nearest theater is about 45 minutes away, not in the best of neighborhoods. So, so yeah, I don't get out as often as I would like. But oh, all right. Let's see. If they re-releasing without color, it's one of the best movies. And I've heard that, Patrick. I really want to see it. It's already gone out of our local theater, so I'm not going to get that chance. But and like I said, I don't know if I would pay. I mean, it's like $10 to get in, and then another $20 for concessions. Um, Another $20 in gas. I don't know. I almost just glad I have my surround sound system and a decent sized TV where I can watch movies when they come out. I believe you can get it on Amazon Prime though already. What did I watch this week? Oh, I did see Dead Reckoning, which was the last Mission Impossible one that had come out. Um, Very plot heavy. Um, if you're a fan of the series, you'll probably like it. But if you just went to watch a movie, you probably wouldn't get it. There's so many references to to the past movies in Dead Reckoning, and it is part one of two. The other part will come out, I believe, later this year. But I enjoyed it. It was all right. Trying to think what other news. Oh, you know what? I guess we can. I do have one bit of news that happened to me this last weekend. So almost a week ago. Wow. Um, 6 days ago, I had the honor and privilege of walking my oldest daughter down the aisle to be married. Um, Such a mixed emotion type event. Um, but yeah, it sure was good. Not only that, uh, see, I don't, I'm not sure what you mean there, RFB. Yes, New Mexico is mountain time. Um, but not only did I get the pleasure of walking her down, oh yeah, it was a work trip. Um, not only did I get to walk her down the aisle, I actually got to officiate the wedding, and man, I tell you, that about broke me right there. To when they're giving their vows to each other, and I had the best seat in the house because I'm the one that's actually marrying them. So yeah, I got ordained to do the wedding, and it was a very special experience. So yeah, and I still have three more daughters to go and a son. So who knows? Maybe I have more weddings in my future. You just never know. But yeah, all right. Let's see. I think that's all I could think of for like news related stuff. Uh, but yeah. All right. So where to start with this? All right. Those of you in the chat. Well, I put a poll. Let me start with the poll. Last week, I put a poll up, or earlier this week, and said, "Hey, I got a couple of topics." And not only did you guys um, respond so well to the poll, I think I had over 20, which for me is big. I had over 20 responses to the poll, either on the poll or people actually messaging me and saying, "Hey, talk about this." Um, but I had two that I was kicking around. I had Lego sets or Legos in general. What is the fascination with Legos? And then I had one about wrestling, a kind of a Royal Rumble recap, a wrestling is it real kind of show. Um, so I threw it up there, and it was for a long time was tied, and made the announcement, "Hey, look, we're tied. Need some more votes." Got in a few extra votes, and Legos won out. It was like 42% to 42% to 40 or 47% to 42%, and then there was 8% that had talk about something else or something like that. But so Legos won out. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So for those that are in the chat, how many of you guys collect Legos to this day? I'm not talking about like when you were a kid, but as of right now, you still buy Legos, put them together, and put them out on display? Just curious. And while you guys are uh, going from there, I'm going to pull this one up here about the Lego group in general. All right. And see if I can pull this out so I can see the comments. And there we go. All right. Now I got my screens all set. All right. So, yeah, Legos. Man, I know that when I was a kid, Legos uh, were were big even then. Uh, but it was uh, not even really Lego sets, but just Legos. You could buy a bucket of assorted Legos, and they didn't really come with instructions and things like that. It was just you bought a box and you put them together in colorful things, and you just let your imagination go wild. I also had things like erector sets, Lincoln logs, showing my age there. Uh, but yeah, so Lego Group began in the workshop of Kirk Christensen. Um, he was a carpenter from, and I'll probably pronounce this wrong, Billund, Denmark, who began making wooden toys in 1932. Um, in 1934, he decided that he was going to name his company Lego, which is derived from the Danish phrase Legot, which means play well. In 1947, they switched from the wooden version to the plastic toys. Um, and they started making things with the interlocking bricks, calling them automatic binding bricks. Um, so yeah, they. I'm trying to think. Trying to see where all this is here. So by 1951, the plastic Legos were accounted for half of the company's output, although they did make other things. But these Legos really started gaining popularity in around Europe, in the United Kingdom, um, and yeah, they already even had the first Lego factory by like the early 50s. Um, and the founder of Legos wrote around that time that plastic toys will never replace the traditional wooden toys. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. That it started off with wood. Uh, got into a little bit easier material to work with in plastics, and had the idea that what, nothing's ever going to overtake our wooden version of this, and it was pretty crazy. Uh, and they just kept growing and getting bigger. In 1958, they switched over to a new material called I'm not going to even pronounce it, but it's ABS plastic, acrylamide butadiene striene, I think is how you pronounce that. It's But it's ABS plastic, which for any of those that are in the 501st and have uh, a suit made. Most of the suits are vacuum formed ABS plastic, the same thing that Legos are built from. So, yeah, man, they have really come a long way. Um, in fact, even to this day, uh, you know, I guess the biggest ones that were ever done uh, in like 2011, uh, they even brought Legos up to the International Space Station uh, for uh, for the astronauts to play with while they're up there. Um, in May, for all of our Star Wars fans, in May 2013, the largest model ever created was displayed in New York City. It was over 5 million bricks. And it was a 1-to-1 scale model of a Star Wars X-Wing fighter. I want one. I mean, I don't know where I would put 5 million Legos, but I sure would give it a shot. Um, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Not only has Legos uh, transcended an industry for toys, they actually have theme parks. Uh, and of course, that one went away as well. Let's see. Where's my. I'll just do it this way. I'm usually a lot more put together, but I guess because it's a uh, off day for me, it's not all here. Um, the X-wing as a centerpiece. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty hard. Let me see if I can. I'll pull that up. All right. Lego X-wing. Let me see if I can find a picture of this thing. Oh, nope, that's not it. Or is it? All right, let me see if I can figure out how to display that. Is it? All right, and then come back over here. This is really cool. So I'm trying to take the extra time to. All right. So hopefully, let me see if this is all right. Yeah. See, there it is right there, right in the center. It's in this one's in a large warehouse, but I guess they moved it to New York City. Man, that'd just be cool to sit in. I don't know. That's pretty cool. All right. The largest Lego built, and it's a Star Wars X-wing fighter. That was pretty cool. But as I was saying, not only do they have Um, where's that go? They have theme parks. So there's Legoland California. There's Legoland Korea. Legoland in the UK. Legoland in Florida, Malaysia, Dubai. Legoland in New York, Germany. Um, there's one in there's a Legoland California water park. There's Duplo Valley. Um, Man, there, and that's in the UK. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different theme parks just for Lego. I mean, how crazy is that? That a toy took the world by storm, and they even made theme parks to it. Um, it's so popular. Yeah, and they have smaller ones. They have like the Lego shops. And how why I'm saying that, Patrick? Entertainment place in um, Schaumburg, Illinois. Would take my son when he was younger. Yeah, I know that they have one in like San Antonio. It's a smaller shop. They have one in Dallas. That's a smaller shop. Um, and it's not just like a Lego store, but it's an actual an entertainment venue, and it's pretty cool to see. Um, they had when I was in Las Vegas late last year, right before the Formula One race, they had a Lego version of a Formula One car, 1-to-1, of it sitting in the lobby of one of the hotels. It was pretty cool to see. But not only did they have uh, the theme parks on lockdown, there's more Legoland theme parks than there are SeaWorlds. I think there's almost as many Legoland theme parks as there is Six Flags, because I think Six Flags has 12. uh, SeaWorld has 6, and that's including Busch Gardens and things like that. Um, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. They also have the entertainment industry on lock. I not only I they have cartoons, of course, but major films. The Lego Movie. Lord and Miller did that one. Um, that was 2014. The Lego Batman movie was 2017. The Lego Ninjago movie was 2017. The Lego Movie 2, the second part, was 2019. And they're still, they had, I think they already signed for a 5-year extension uh, on uh, on the Lego movies. So we definitely have more to come as far as that goes. But and they're fun. They're not just regular movies and they're not just for kids. Uh, there's so much humor that's in there for adults as well. And yes, everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome. Yes. I mean, Lego Batman was just absolutely hysterical. I loved it. The Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, amazing. So much better than the original Holiday Special. although that one is just unique in its own rights and merits. But it's still cool to see that there's all of this uh, stuff that's come out from a toy, from something that you put together. That's something that, as parents, hated because to walk in the middle of the night as parents of young children that have Legos and the lights are off and you step down with a bare foot on a Lego, I mean, that's a pain that not everyone gets to experience. That ABS plastic can get a little sharp, especially on the tender feet. Um, it's definitely, I believe it was one of the tools that Kevin McAllister used to thwart some thieves that were trying to get into his house. Micro machines and Legos and Christmas ornaments. That stuff hurts. Um, yeah, but not only that, not only do they have theme parks, not only do they have movies and television, they have video games. Now, I'm not even talking themed games such as Star Wars, but just Lego video games such as 2K Drive, which just came out this last year for Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, which was free in the month of January for PlayStation, and is a fun game. You get to build your car and you get to race it. Lots of fun. But Lego Brawls, Lego Cube, Lego Worlds, Bionicles, um, Duplo Zoo, Lego City Team Ups, Lego City Undercovers, Builder Bots, and just Brick Breaker, Knight's Kingdom. All the Bionicle games are in there. Lego Island, Lego Island 2, Stunt Rally. There's just so many games from 1995, which was on the Sega system. Lego Fun to Build was on there. Lots of PC games, Lego Racers, Nintendo 64 and PlayStation. Lego Racers 2 on PlayStation 2, Football Mania, Extreme Stunts, lots of games on the GameCube, Wii U, for Lego City Undercover. There's just so many games that were there. Now you talk about the licensed games. So like movie franchises, you have the Lego creator games, the Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets, Lego Star Wars, the video game, Star Wars 2, which was the original trilogy, the complete saga, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman. They even made Lego Rock Band. Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean. They made every year of Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Marvel superheroes, which for me, Patrick, it doesn't really get much better than Lego Marvel superheroes because they captured the humor of Marvel and Lego combined into one, and it was a fun game to play. Everyone had their powers. It was just a lot of fun to do. Um, then I would say probably Lego Jurassic World. Um, then they also came up with a different one, which I enjoyed. And when I was a manager at GameStop, we sold a lot of, and that was Lego Dimensions. And the Lego Dimensions was cool. It was PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Wii U, 360, and Xbox One. And they had, and in fact, I still have mine. I saw it. It's in the garage in a box. Uh, but it was a pad that you built up. It looked like a portal, and you could get your little Lego guys, and they were on a stand, and you'd put the characters onto the portal, and that would put them into the game. And they had characters from all sorts of different kinds of things. You got to build your own Lego universe with whichever characters you wanted to put in there. It was a lot of fun. That was possibly that's one of my favorite add-ons. But the Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2 was probably my favorite games. And then Lego Jurassic World. And they're still making those. Star Wars Castaways came out in 2001. The Skywalker Saga came out in 2022. And then last year, they had Lego Fortnite. And I have not tried that one, Patrick. I'm not big into Fortnite as a game itself. Yeah, see, and Patrick played it. It was actually, you know what? I say it was a knockoff. They took the Skylander tech and to me made it better. I never really got into the Skylanders. Um, and I believe the reason why, well, one being a GameStop employee, the trade-ins for the Skylanders were out of this world because we had to have a book in there, and most of them weren't worth anything. And it always seemed like anytime that we got them traded in, there was some collector out there to come and try to scoop them up and get all the valuable ones and resell them. So that kind of, I don't know. Some of them were cool. I really couldn't get into it all that much. But again, I didn't watch the cartoons or anything. Legos were something that I grew up with. So I gravitated towards that system. I love the interaction part of it. Um, and if I remember right, and it's been a while, Skylander, you could only have one character per portal. And then with the dimensions, I think you could have 4 characters on there. You just had to have them situated on the platform itself. Now I could be all wet on that. It's just kind of what I remember, and it's been quite a while since I've been to a GameStop and had to deal with the Skylanders. But you know what? Hey, I'll check anything out. We'll see what Lego Fortnite is. I know that they had a season where the characters in Fortnite were Legos. They also had a season where the characters were Star Wars characters. So it's pretty cool to see how they have how they integrate everything. So yeah, I asked the chat who used Legos, and most of them have used Legos before. Some of us still collect. I have several small ones. In fact, I won 2 sets from Big T, Little T, uh, not that long ago. One of them was a snow guys. Oh, hold on 1 second. All right. And I'll see if I can make these clear. Let me see my camera over here just a little bit here. All right. So we have a snow speeder. And it came with 5 characters. Some of their guns have fallen off. Let me see if I can try to get the camera just right. There we go. There's a guy. Just guy. Little bitty, little snow embankment for them to hide behind. I also have some of the Mandalorian ones that I got. And man, it's so much fun to build and be creative. With these, and like I said, when I was growing up, we really didn't have instructions like now. They come all packaged together with all the bricks and all the full instructions on how to do things. I'm trying to see is trying to get a let's see this one, I guess. All right, so this is the top 10 most sold Lego sets so far in 2024. So we're only a month in. Number 1, Lego Star Wars Armorer's Mandalorian Forge. That's number 1. $30 for that one. It's pretty crazy. Number 2, the 501st Legion Clone Troopers comes with a ATST Walker and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 6 figures, 4 clone troopers, and 2 battle droids. Which is this article really doesn't make sense when I looked it up, because it said, "Hey, this set retired in 2022." So if this set retired in 2022, how's it the second most popular? Unless they redid it. 3 Lego Speed Champions 1985 Audi Sport Quattro S1. Yep. So that's it's the Audi car mode. The box is kind of blurry, but it looks just to be like an off-road racer. Number 4 is the Lego Star Wars Stormtrooper helmet. Now we're talking. That one is going for around $75. What do you guys think about the price of Legos? Do you guys think that the prices are a little on the expensive side, especially if they're for kids? And we know how kids lose things. it's not like, especially for Lego sets now, everything has a place and an order and a color, and the bricks are formed just right to make them work. If they lose part of it, then you're going to have to buy a whole new set or go on eBay or something and hopefully find someone that's piecing out a set. Um, but yeah, I don't know. The when I go in and I look, like I saw there was one that I really wanted to get, and it's a Lego version of BD1 from the Star Wars Survivor and Fallen Order game, but it was $100. I just, I don't, man, it's hard for me to part with $100 just for some plastic. I'm going to look at here. We're just going to look at some of the prices since we're talking about that. Come on, work for me. All right. So this is just Walmart. All right. Lego Star Wars R2D2 droid. $100. Lego Star Wars A New Hope boarding the Tantive 4. Now this is just like the hallway scene at in Star Wars when they first get onto the ship. $55. Lego Speed Champions, Too Fast, Too Furious, Nissan Skyline GTR, $25. That's not bad. Disney and Pixar Up House, $60. They even sell Lego flowers now. Boutique building decoration set, $60. Disney Princess Moana wayfinding boat set, $35. Let me see. Where's Lego Marvel Infinity Gauntlet Thanos glove, $100. It's just, it's crazy, and that's not even all of it. Let's see. So, Lego has come out with a Lego Hogwarts Castle, $470. $470. Let's see. So the Star Wars Ultimate Millennium Falcon Expert Building Set, $850. Avengers Tower, $500. Lego AT-AT, $850. There's just Titanic, Lego Titanic, $680. Eiffel Tower, $630. It's just they've really almost priced themselves out of the market. I mean, because I don't know, unless you're just like this outrageous fan or you don't know what you're going to spend your tax return on, or you win the lottery. I don't know who has an extra $650 to spend on a Lego set. I I'm sure some do, and good on you. But me, with four kids at home and one that just got married and one in college, I don't got that extra scratch. I really wish that they would lower, and not necessarily lower the quality, but lower the price point for those to make us diehard fans be able to collect some of this stuff. Uh, I would love to get a stormtrooper helmet, Lego stormtrooper helmet, or a Tie Fighter helmet. Maybe I can make it an Inferno Squad helmet. But to shell out $75 for a small figurine, I'd rather use that $75 and put it towards my 501st or my Mandalorian Merc, and get suited up and uh, do the actual thing rather than just have Legos. Legos are fun, but I don't know. Is it worth it? I mean, that's up to an individual, of course. I have tubs of Legos, miscellaneous Legos that I've collected throughout the years. And I'll break them out every so often and put them together. Oh, look, here's a dragon. Oh, look, here's a castle. Here's something. And let my imagination go wild. Does it look good? No, they're all mix matched, but that's half the fun of it, is just assembling and putting things together. But I don't know. What do you guys think? They're cool, but is it worth it? I mean, I like going and seeing people's collections. You see it a lot on Twitter. Hey, I got this new Lego set. Oh, well, that's cool. And then they'll show it put together. Oh yeah, I wish I had that. That'd be fun to play with and put together. And then you go look at the price point, and you're like, all right. Well, I got car insurance due this month. I'll have to wait till I get an extra paycheck somewhere. But again, maybe it's just me. But yeah, I mean, hey, I'm running short on time. I've already talked about Legos for an hour. Uh, next week, next week is another special day. We'll be going live on Wednesday, I hope. I'm not sure the time yet because it's an off day. But we have Star Wars Podcasting Day on February 7th. It's the 25th anniversary since the first Star Wars podcast. And I believe there's about 100. I think they said 97 so far, maybe more now, that are going to shed light on Star Wars podcasting. And I threw my hat in the ring and decided to talk Star Wars for Star Wars Podcasting Day, February 7th. So in 5 days. And I am going to be covering Mortis. What is Mortis? Other than just a Clone Wars arc and now an Ahsoka thing, but what is it? Kind of get into the nuts and bolts. Kind of look at a little bit maybe more on the religious side of things, because it does have a religious overtone to it, which kind of ties into some other of the Red 5 Network stuff that we're going to be getting into about Star Wars as a religion and the types of religions in Star Wars. So again, thanks to those in the chat, Patrick, DB for stopping by, RFB, Scott and Kim, and I believe there was a few more. But yeah, couldn't do it without you. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your Friday night and a great weekend. And we'll catch you next week on February 7th, where we talk about Mortis. So until then, have a great one.